This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast, or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Carl Albert Fieldhouse, where right now we're about to start Game 2 of this doubleheader tonight. And this matchup will be the number 1 overall seed. If we can get them on. There we go. The number 1 overall seed in 5A West for the boys, the Carl Albert Titans, taking on the 16th seed, Duncan Demons. My name's Jordan Ray, happy to be with you. This is what the bracket looks like. You can pencil in Guthrie. Congratulations to them. They'll be playing tomorrow night for a regional championship against the winner of this game. All right, so let's talk about the two teams for a bit. Carl Albert, their last game, they fell short to Del City at Del City High School, 50-43. But they earned the 1 seed 2 weeks prior to that. If they had to reseed, Del City might jump them. But, of course, they seed things with a couple weeks to spare. And Carl Albert's had a very strong regular season overall, and they have the 1 seed. As for Duncan, it's been a tough year for them. They have only 1 win. We believe their record is 1-20, and their 1 win is against Capitol Hill. And they had to make a major coaching change in late January. The 3 coaches they had were all dismissed, and the middle school coach, Tyrone Roshan, or Rush, and they call him Coach Rock. So hopefully I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, but he became the head coach and has done a really good job considering the difficult circumstances there. All right, let's talk about starting lineups, and starting lineups will be brought to you by Louie's in Midwest City, located at 6007 Southeast 15th Street in Midwest City. Louie's, we're in your neighborhood. All right, for Carl Albert, this is the starting lineup they've been using, I believe, since late December. Number 2, Casey Baker, a 6'1 junior. One of their wing players. Number 3, Jordan England, their point guard, the 6-foot senior. He is their leader on the floor and off the floor. Number 11, Jaden Mott, their starting center, a 6'7 junior. Number 21, Ryan Reynolds, their 4-man, off in a stretch 4 as he can hit the 3 pretty well, a 6'5 junior. Number 22, their slashing wing player, Quincy Hopkins, a 6'3 junior. And we're expecting and hope to see for Carl Albert the return of Tayshawn James. We'll see if he plays much off the bench in this game, depends on how the game goes. For Duncan, number 2, Trey Rochin, their son of the coach, the current coach. Number 12, by the way, Rochin is a 5'10 junior. Number 12, Ethan Coscree, a 5'8 senior. Oh, I forgot to skip number 5 because he just been added to the lineup. Aiden Pennypacker, a 6'1 senior, replacing Davion Carr, who is sick. So that's more tough news for Duncan. Number 15, Mason Eimel, a 6'4 junior. And number 24, Thomas Brown, a 6'3 senior. And those are your starters for the Duncan Demons, the number 16 seed. All right, let's get this show on the road here. La Herencia Grill will be our first quarter sponsor. And we look forward to having this matchup for you here. More about La Herencia Grill. For the best Mexican food in the Mid-Del area, whether it's dining, carry out, using Grubhub, or catering, just eat their delicious food located at 1611 Southeast 15th Street next to Jimmy's Egg, 405-931-3154. All right, well, Carl Albert, if it's not late February, you won't see, let me try to phrase that differently. If it's late February, which it is, you will see the Carl Albert Titans trying to make a run for state, and they begin it here as the number 1 overall seed in the West. Mott controls the tip to Hopkins. Hopkins goes in. He got bumped. No foul called. And Duncan rebounds. So Duncan with a stop. Running point, there's Thomas Brown. And then Brown loses it to Baker. Casey Baker about to get trapped. Finds England along the baseline. England jumper. No good. Rebound by Quincy Hopkins. Hopkins to Baker. Baker to England, wing right. And England will slow things down. Demon showing a 2-3 zone. They find Mott in the middle. Mott gets triple teamed. Oh, nice behind the back touch pass by Hopkins to England. And now it's Mott with it, but Mott loses the ball. It's taken by Eimel for Duncan. And now Duncan will set things up. Getting into the paint. Now they throw it out to Brown. Brown's three is good. Bobby Lewis three. And Duncan scores first to take a 3-0 lead. England, short corner to Mott. Mott out to Hopkins. Hopkins all the way in. Layup attempt no good, but there's Mott, the offensive rebound. Looks like he got hit, but he scores in spite of that. And it's 3-2. See if we can see that Croc-Star Dinner Club replay. Back comes Duncan with the ball right there. That's Koskry. We go to Brown, corner right. Brown's pass stolen by Baker. Baker all the way in and then had it blocked. No foul called. A great defensive play by Duncan. That's Pennypacker with a pack. And Duncan remains with the lead as Mott misses inside. And back comes Duncan. That shot is missed by Pennypacker, rebounded by Hopkins. Ahead to England. Now it's Reynolds, three-pointer, left wing. That's no good. Another offensive rebound for Mott. Mott to England. England pump fake, goes in. Can't get the shot to go. The offensive rebound does go. So Carl Albert attacking the offensive glass, and now they're full court pressing. Trying to force a turnover, almost did. Here's Roshan with it. Roshan throws it ahead to Koskry. Now it's Brown, three, right wing. That's no good. He made one earlier. Here comes Hopkins, who has numbers for Carl Albert. Reynolds, his three ball right side, rattles in. Bobby Lewis three for Ryan Reynolds, and it's now 7-3. That's Koskry with the ball. He dribbles off his foot, but Duncan recovers. It leads to Roshan, open three. That's no good. Rebounded by Reynolds. Here comes England. Carl Albert does not have numbers. England finds Hopkins. Hopkins back to England. England has the room to shoot. Instead, we'll give it to Hopkins. His three-point shot is good. And now it's a 10-0 run for Carl Albert, and we have a timeout by Duncan. 30-second timeout, so Duncan with a three by Thomas Brown on their first possession. And then Carl Albert with 10 straight points, including threes by Ryan Reynolds and Quincy Hopkins, are two forwards. So this first game, once you feel like you can get it under control here, and we're still a ways from that, but it's about just building good habits, being ready for some tough terrain ahead of you, if you indeed hold on to win. By the way, Casey Baker, I should say, he's looking really good on the defensive end and the early going for Carl Albert. All right, here's Koskry, 5'8" guard for Duncan. And then getting trapped is Brown. Hopkins tries to get the steal. He forces the steal to Reynolds. Reynolds ahead to Baker. Baker, left-hand layup is good, and he got fouled. We'll see the pass from Reynolds to Baker right there on the Crocstar Dinner Club instant replay as Baker scores the basket and is fouled, which means he will get some Rose State free throws. Rose State, want to get college credit while still in high school? Try Rose State College, where high school students can earn up to 27 tuition-free credits. Free throw is missed, rebounded by Duncan. Duncan facing more trapping action, and it leads to another steal. It's Reynolds again with a 3-on-2 to Mott, and Mott draws a foul. So let me finish that thought about Rose State. Find out more about them. Go to www.rose.edu/concurrent as Jaden Mott will get some Rose State free throws. And he misses that one long. Free throw shooting was not great in the first game between Lawton MacArthur and Guthrie. Especially bad for Lawton MacArthur, as it just was not their night. Nice soft touch there by Mott. And he pushes the Carl Albert lead to 10. Here comes Duncan. Koskry gets it back. His shot rims in. Nice shot by Koskry, and it's now 13-5. England, Hopkins, wing left. Had the three, decided to go high post. Nice pass, Reynolds to Mott, who misses the dunk. And then he gets the tried to get the rebound, got it knocked away from him to the chagrin of some Duncan fans. And the ball will stay with Carl Albert. And we'll see Duncan make the first sub here. It's Jeffrey Cross checking in. Someone needs to come out, and someone finally does. That's Pennypacker coming out for Duncan, who wasn't going to start this game. Now the inbounds pass, Hopkins shot no good, and then Reynolds tried to tip it up too quickly. You need to get control of that ball first. Carl Albert's still with it. It's Baker, corner right. Baker, hop step, tried to find Reynolds. Somehow Reynolds still got it. I don't know how Duncan didn't get that steal. Hopkins dribbles in, has the ball knocked away from him a couple times, and finally Duncan does get the steal. It's Cross with it. Cross to Koskry. Koskry, top of the key. Koskry gets all the way in. Nice shot attempt, but he shot it long. Rebound by Mott. His outlet pass, though, is too short. Cross intercepts it. Cross all the way in. Oh, but he couldn't get a layup off and just threw it to Baker. Back comes Baker. Baker, hop step. His layup attempt is good. Casey Baker off to a good start for Carl Albert. Quickly back comes Duncan. And the shot too high, and then we have a Duncan player down along with Mott. Mott got back up, but we have a Duncan player down. Here's a three-point shot attempted by Baker, no good. Hopkins with a 5-on-4 advantage, his three-point shot, no good. Reynolds, offensive rebound and the layup. As the Duncan player who was hurt, that's Mason Eimel. He was able to eventually get back in the play way after the offensive rebound went in, and now he will be replaced by Caden Armstrong. And checking in for the first time in several weeks for Carl Albert. I think it may go all the way back to the championship game of the Carl Albert tournament against Putnam City North. That's Tayshawn James also coming in, Reed DeQuazy, and also Hutch Russell. Those are the top three guys off the bench for Carl Albert, making their bench really strong. As all three of those guys probably wouldn't be surprised if you see them play big minutes in a close game in the fourth quarter of a close game down the stretch. All right, here's Brown for Duncan. Brown gets all the way into the paint. Nice shot attempt, but he couldn't get the layup to go. Rebound by DeQuazy, to Jared England. Here's Baker. Baker banks it in. And Carl Albert is in firm command right now. DeQuazy almost a steal. Brown was able to avoid the steal. Then he throws it to England, so England gets the steal. England in transition finds Baker. Baker out to England, and Carl Albert will reset. Baker has a corner right. Baker double pumps there. What a shot by Casey Baker. Let's see that one again. The double pump. That's your Crocstar Dinner Club instant replay there. Crockstar Dinner Club bringing families back to the dinner table with affordable meals and delicious meals. Back comes Duncan, the three-point shot by Cross, no good. Cross gets it back off the offensive rebound. That's no good, but then the tip in by, that's Koskry who scores again. I tell you, that he's the shortest guy on the floor, but he makes plays for him. And it's 21-7. 2-3 zone shown by Duncan. They go high post to Tayshaun James, out to Russell. Russell to Baker. Baker, not one to shoot. They get it instead to DeQuazy. Nice pass from Tayshaun James to DeQuazy. And another basket for Carl Albert. Now we see James and DeQuazy trap. Duncan able to get out of it. It's Brown with it. Brown shoots a three left wing, and he makes another one. A Bobby Lewis three-point shot made there by Brown. He's had two of them. And it's now 23-10. So Duncan getting some points this quarter. They go high post. Now they kick it out to England. England knocks down a Bobby Lewis three. Jordan England makes that three, and it's back to a 16-point Carl Albert lead. Back to the Carl Albert press. And then the pass there is deflected into the hands of Hutch Russell. Russell bounce past James, corner left, back to Russell. Russell, he won't hesitate. He fires a three. That's good. Another Bobby Lewis three, this one made by Hutch Russell. Bobby Lewis, surprisingly great rates with two locations in Choctaw and Del City. And those rates, or those locations, are there to serve you. We're down to 2 seconds. Here's Brown, three-point shot at the buzzer, off the mark. And that ends the first quarter. I think maybe some Duncan fans wanted to foul or something like that. So we will head to the second quarter. Carl Albert in firm command with 29 first quarter points. They lead 29-10. And you are watching Middale playoff basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Welcome back to another fine Saturday morning here at the Johnson House, where the team at Champion Plumbing is about to perform one of their classic pipelining maneuvers. Watch their technique as they begin pouring in that epoxy. Oh, wow. Didn't miss a drop. That, ladies and gentlemen, and why these guys are the champs.
And welcome back to Middale playoff basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Jordan Ray here, happy to be with you. Your score, Carl Albert leads Duncan 29-10. Our second quarter sponsor is Buffalo Wild Wings in Del City. Buffalo Wild Wings, where every day is game day, located at 5500 Tinker Diagonal. So Carl Albert, healthy right now, with an 8-man rotation that can do a lot of damage. And almost get a steal right there. They bring Quincy Hopkins back in. Hopkins and Mott back in. DeQuazy and James stay in, as with Hutch Russell. Really, again, I've mentioned this before with Carl Albert. None of those players are necessarily true point guards, but they're all capable ball handlers. And back comes Duncan. They make a nice inbounds play that will lead to a foul. And free throws attempted here. I believe that's DeQuazy on the foul. And Caden Armstrong, who checked in, a 6'5 freshman, will shoot the Bobby Lewis free throws. Sorry, Rose State free throws. And he misses the first. Rose State, checkout ticket to Rose if you have a Middale student. Great opportunity for them to advance their education. Both free throws missed by Armstrong, and back comes the Titans. It's James with it, out to DeQuazy, corner right. DeQuazy, cross-court pass to Russell. Mid-range shot from Hutch Russell. The Hutch scores on a mid-range pull-up, and it's now 31-10. Carl Albert leads. Brown played the entire game so far for Duncan. Had the ball deflected, got it back. And throws it off Tayshawn James, so will stay with the Demons. Ethan Coscree checking back in for Duncan. He was their best player in the first quarter. He'll replace Trey Rochon. Almost a go. It is a backcourt. As Brown should have waited for Coscree to completely cross the timeline before he threw it. Instead, it will be Crawler ball, so it's going to be Hopkins running point, finds Russell wing left. Russell back to Hopkins, top of the key. Hopkins, nice pass to DeQuazy. Now Quasi, nice bounce pass to Mott. Let's see that again, some high-low action. And Carl Albert fans, of course, are used to seeing DeQuazy make the nice pass. But usually it's not a bounce pass. Usually it's on the football field where you cannot bounce pass it. Mott to shoot free throws. Some more Rose State free throws for you. Mott misses the first. I'll say this, in the game, tough games coming up for Carl Albert, assuming they win this one. It's going to be real important that Mott make those free throws. We'll get one more Rose State free throw here. Connects on that one, and Carl Albert has their biggest lead at 22. Here comes the Demons with Coscree. Coscree. Passed across, and the ball gets deflected out of bounds. It will stay with the Demons. Duncan, their girls team, played a Middale school yesterday here, but it was Dell City. It was the early game, the 8-9 matchup. Nice play there. They get a good shot. They can't get it to go, though. They got the offensive rebound, couldn't get that to go. And a nice outlet pass by DeQuazy. James goes behind the back to Russell, who didn't catch it cleanly, but he was able to recover. James goes all the way in. Wild scoop shot there. Probably didn't have to do that to score, but he misses it, and Duncan rebounds. And Coscree crosses that timeline. His team down by 22. Duncan, see if they can get a run going here. Russell draws the charge. Draws the charge on Armstrong. That's the fourth foul on Duncan. Carl Albert with only one foul this half. So you know what the Duncan fans will think of that. And now Russell will set up at the top. Finds Hopkins wing left. Hopkins back out to Russell. Now they cross court to James. James fires a three. That's missed long, but there's Jaden Mott, who's been good on the offensive glass this half. Mott will try to attack. Goes through three defenders there. Kicks it back out to Russell. And now Titans will reset. James high post. Nice high-low action. They kick it out. Mott to DeQuazy to Hopkins. Hopkins pull-up shot, no good. There's Mott again with an offensive rebound. Lost it. Got it deflected out of bounds. It will remain with Carl Albert. And now Carl Albert will bring in Jordan England, who's rested for about 2.5 minutes of game time. And he will come in for Russell. So this lineup for Carl Albert, that's the lineup I thought they would have to start out the season once the football players came in, of course. Because this is probably their most athletic and big lineup when you combine size and athleticism as Mott cans the jumper. This lineup is it. Now they could be, Hutch Russell obviously gives them a better shooting lineup. But this lineup can get a lot of damage done against bigger athletic teams. And they're trying to trap right there. And then a crazy pass thrown there by Pennypacker, who went off the backboard and then tries to save it and throws a wild pass to the Carl Albert student section, look like, or that may be their girls basketball team who they threw it to. By the way, I set up early and I could hear that during the Carl Albert girls practice as they get ready for a tough game tomorrow afternoon against Del City on the Oklahoma Sports Network, I might add. And the girls players, one of them, I think it was probably Ariana Diaz, said, be sure to support the boys in action tonight. And they are, which is very common in high school basketball. More good high-low action. This is Jaden Mott to Reed DeQuazy, who scores. And now it's 36-10. Cross. Throws it over to Armstrong. Armstrong loses it out of bounds on the attack. Ball will remain with Duncan. And Carl Albert's defense has stiffened big time this quarter. Off the inbounds pass, here's Pennypacker with it. Checked by DeQuazy, throws it out to Cross. Cross to Pennypacker. I throw it up top, I believe it's Imel with it. Attacking the basket and missing the shot is Armstrong. Carl Albert recovers. Here's Quincy Hopkins. Hopkins head to DeQuazy. DeQuazy misses the easy bunny there, and Duncan rebounds. That's Imel with it. Back come the Demons. England tried to get the steal, couldn't. Cross all the way, his shot's rejected by Mott, deflected out of bounds. Ball will stay with Duncan. So Carl Albert showing here a 3-2 zone. And then they decide the refs to stop the action so they can get in a late sub. That's Thomas Brown, the leading scorer of the night for Duncan, as he's hit 2 threes. Checking back in for him. Off the inbounds, it's Koskry. Bounce pass out to Imel, and Imel hits the 3. Bobby Lewis 3 by Mason Imel makes it 36-13. Quickly back comes the Titans. Hopkins, corner right 3, missed long. There's Jordan England with an easy putback, except he misses that one. Carl Albert's missed some layups here. They could have a bigger lead right now. But hey, 23-point lead, nothing to sneeze at. And then Hopkins, a steal from Brown. Hopkins got fouled. See if we can get the steal there. Missed the steal, but you can see clearly he was fouled from behind. Rockstar Dinner Club replay. And some Rose State free throws coming up for Quincy Hopkins. Well, no question, the talent is there in spades for the Titans. This lineup, very complete lineup. And one thing they did not have against Del City was Tayshaun James. And again, if they get him going after, he's been in and out of the lineup for quite a bit this season. They'll give Del City a look that they're not used to if those teams were to meet again, which could very well be in the state championship game. We're a long way off from that. But both teams, Carl Albert and Del City, looking pretty good right now. Casey Baker checking in for the Titans. That's Rochon with it. Out to Cross near the timeline. Now they get to Koskry. Koskry had the right idea as Rochon was open, but James, the safety, comes in for the steal there. And back comes Carl Albert. It's England dribbling around, slowing it down, back out to Tayshaun James. Back to England. England right wing 3, no good. Rebound by Koskry. And Koskry will hand it off to Cross. Cross makes a nice pass to Rochon. Rochon, floating shot, no good. England had trouble controlling it. Now he does. England to Baker. Baker behind the pass to England. England right wing 3 is good. Let's see if we can get that pass by Baker. There it is. It's a Bobby Lewis 3. Here's your Crockstar Dinner Club replay. And Duncan gets trapped. And then there's a turnover on the Demons. So the ball will go back to Carl Albert. Score now 41-13. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. After an early 3 by Duncan, it has been all Carl Albert as they are looking to play Guthrie again. England high post, lob to Mott for the slam. See that one more time. Opposite set play, nice pick by DeQuazy. And Carl Albert keeps expanding their lead. Now with 43 points, quickly back comes Duncan with a score there. I believe that was Imel with a shot, making it a 28-point Carl Albert lead. Here's Jordan England. His pull-up shot, left baseline is pure. And it's back to a 30-point Titan lead. And then nice steal there by Baker, who's had a great defensive game. To Mott, to DeQuazy. DeQuazy misses the layup there. He's missed a couple of those. Well, if you're going to miss layups, you want it to be in this game. And back comes Duncan. It's Koskry with it. Koskry goes all the way in, but Mott probably affected that shot with his length there. Back comes England. England pulled three, top of the key, no good. Rebound by Tayshawn James and the basket. With a minute to go, it's Carl Albert 47, Duncan 15. Cross-court pass. Roshan, three. Misses it long, got his own rebound over Mott, and scores there. So Rashawn followed his own shot. No one boxed out the shooter. And now it's 47-17. With Duncan playing a 2-3 zone, we will see if Carl Albert decides to hold for the last shot. They will not. It's Baker with a contested three. He doesn't shoot threes that often as much as you'd think. He misses that one. And Duncan rebounds, trying to split the trap, and he couldn't do it, is Rashawn. And then DeQuazy tries to force a jump ball there. Instead, DeQuazy will be called for a foul. Only the second team foul. Both have been on DeQuazy, by the way, interestingly enough. He's going to stay in. Ryan Reynolds will check in. Jordan England will sit on the bench for the final 13 seconds. Nice cut for Duncan, but they couldn't get the shot to go. Mott, then who did he dribble off of? He dribbled off either him or DeQuazy. And so Duncan will get the ball back with 8 seconds to go. Off the inbounds, and Mott will foul Imo there. Only the third team foul on Carl Albert, only the first foul on Mott, which, by the way, that's real important for Carl Albert. If they have future games, that he does not commit too many fouls. Cross going in. Cross will get the three-point shot. Misses on the right side. Reynolds to DeQuazy. That's Hutch Russell's half-court shot's no good. And we have reached halftime. Your score, Carl Albert 47, Duncan 17. And we're going to take a break and come back with the third quarter in a few minutes. You are watching Mid-Dell playoff basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We want to make your next event an adventure. At Inflatable Adventures, we want to make your next event hassle-free by providing incredible products at a great price, along with amazing customer service. We offer one of the widest selections of bounce houses, water slides, obstacle courses, and so much more. Give us a call today or check us out online at inflatableadventures.org. Remember, Inflatable Adventures, the only inflation worth paying for.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we take pride in taking care of our community. When we hit the road, we're fully prepared to solve your plumbing issues. We're family owned, and we are the standard for plumbing service. With a team full of champions, being the best plumbers in Oklahoma is just part of the job. So when we show up, you can rest easy, knowing that whatever the issue may be, we can handle it and make you a happy Champion customer. Contact Champion Plumbing today.
Coast Technology Group helps you feel safe and secure utilizing simple, reliable technology. Allow our team of experts to help you design the right system with high-definition surveillance cameras, cutting-edge smart alarm systems, and thoughtfully designed access control for your home or business. Work, sleep, and play with confidence, knowing CTG is your technology partner.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
And welcome back to Middale Playoff Basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network as we're about to start the third quarter. Third quarter brought to you by Super Subs, located in Midwest City, home of the Steak Bomb. It's pretty good. Steak Bomb Sandwich, locally owned and operated for over 20 years, 2150 South Douglas Boulevard in Midwest City. Call 405-733-5440. Some interesting games on the Oklahoma Sports Network. I believe Del City is at halftime, and they had a 20-point lead last I checked on McAllister. They are the 2 seed in 5A West. I believe they're led 40-18. And this game taking a little bit longer to get to halftime, but UConn and Lawton in an extremely low-scoring game at Lawton High. Very rarely do you see a team lose their first game at home. When a team hosts a region, they normally win that first-round game. And that could be in a bit of jeopardy. Also, Edmond North has a small double-digit lead, like 11 points last I checked, against Midwest City. So that's a bit of a surprise. I actually thought that Edmond North would be up by more at this point. And we'll keep you updated on those games. Duncan, the steal from Reynolds, and then Mott with another block. Well, I like Kosker as a player, but when he's in the paint and being guarded by Jaden Mott, it just isn't fair. Ball will stay with Duncan, though. Driving baseline's Pennypacker, and then he loses it. And then Reynolds almost lost it, but England picks it up for him. And here's England with it to Hopkins. Hopkins finds Reynolds. Reynolds 3-ball, left corner no good. Baker with a good offensive rebound there, finding Hopkins. Back out to England. England up high to Reynolds, who will slow it down. Reynolds, England, right wing 3 for Jared England. No good. Ball hit out of bounds, and then Reynolds saves it, but it saves it to Duncan. Titans with a 30-point lead here. Koskry with a handoff to Roshan. Roshan finds Imel. Imel fires a shot, no good. Roshan the rebound, though, the coach's son. Has a corner left, and then his pass is taken away by Hopkins. Hopkins finds England. England with the finish. By the way, Jackson Santos, a senior, starting for Duncan there, who's on the floor for him and has the ball right there as Carl Albert, let me adjust that. They're now ahead by a score of 49-17. And then Duncan turns the ball over. He'll head back to the Titans with 6:17 to go in the third quarter. Here's England to Hopkins. Along the right wing, they reverse it to Baker. Baker to Mott. Mott, hook shot, no good. Gets his rebound, throws it out to Reynolds. Reynolds takes it out, and then Reynolds got hacked there by Pennypacker. Very aggressive foul there. Be the first foul of the second half. By the way, Lawton has now started to add something to the lead. They now are up on UConn 22-15. Hopkins, cross-court pass to Baker, and Baker drives all the way in, and whoa, a blocking foul. I'm with the Duncan fans on that. I thought a charge was going to be the call, but they're going to say that Santos got there a bit late, and that's 2 fouls on Duncan. Here are the Titans with a blob play. That's a blob play. Baseline out of bounds. They throw it to Reynolds. Wing left, they reverse it, wing right to Hopkins. Hopkins back to Reynolds. Reynolds caught it low, fires and made the 3 anyway. Even though he caught it low, Bobby Lewis 3-ball for Reynolds. And it's now 52-17. That was a score of the Super Bowl 30 years ago between the Cowboys and Bills. Anyway, Roshan got trapped. Mott takes it away. Mott can go coast to coast here. And he misses the slam badly. I have to laugh at that one. I won't bother with a replay on that. Carl Albert kept the ball because of Baker, but then he threw it away, so very sloppy possession for the Titans. Coming back is Duncan, missed layup, but then another missed layup as Pennypacker missed the layup. Duncan keeps it. Here is a pull-up jump shot missed by Koskry. Another shot, no good. And now England comes away with it, and then he gets fouled. Mason Immel with the foul. And coming in for him will be Jeffrey Cross. Or I'm sorry, Jeffrey Cross will be replacing Santos. And then Immel will be replaced by number 33, Caden Armstrong. That attempt by Mott, that dunk attempt. You can do that, I suppose, with a 35-point lead in round one. All right, here's England. His mid-range shot rattles in. Let's get a replay going here. Jordan England, you can see, got to an open spot he was comfortable with, connected. There's your Croc Star Dinner Club replay. And Carl Albert now up 54-17. Here come the Demons. That shot is short there. Here comes Jared England. Alley-oop to Hopkins, who's a bit out of control there. He missed the shot, rebounded by Armstrong. Cross with it for Duncan. I think that was Pennypacker who missed that jump shot the previous possession. Rashawn with it now, given the left-hand driving lane by Hopkins. Hopkins gave it to him, and then Hopkins tried to strip him. And I think Hopkins will be called for the foul. Yes, he will be. First foul on Hopkins, and they'll say it's in the act of shooting. So we got some Rose State free throws coming up for Roshan, the coach's son. Rose State want to get college credit while still in high school. At Rose State, high school students can earn up to 27 tuition-free credit hours of college credit through concurrent enrollment. Find out more at www.rose.edu/concurrent. Himmel checking back in. Hutch Russell coming in for Carl Albert. As I call him, the Hutch. And another Rose State free throw for Rashawn. And he makes both of them. So Carl Albert going with a bit smaller of a lineup. Not, by no means are they too small out there. And then I think a foul is called on Baker. A legal screen called on Casey Baker, so it goes back to Duncan. And it's been a bit sloppy offensively from Carl Albert the last couple of minutes. But sometimes it can get that way when you have a big lead. Baker defending Koskry. Baker really locked in. Now England switches on him. I believe that's Cross, hands it off to Rashawn. Rashawn bumps into Mott. Ball goes out of bounds off of, probably it was Mott who deflected out of bounds, so we'll stay with Duncan. Carl Albert looking to ensure that they will be playing Saturday night against Guthrie. Nice backdoor passes. Rashawn makes the layup. And that was set up by Mason Imel. Let's see if I can give Imel some love. There's another look at the bounce pass there on the Croc Star Dinner Club replay. That's one of the best possessions we've seen from Duncan. And they get their 21st point. Here's Hutch. Hutch hits the free throw line jumper. Let's get that clock on. There we go. So we're at 2:50, under 2:50 to go until we get to the fourth quarter. Nice crossover there. The layup attempt no good. Rebound by Mott. That was a good crossover by Koskry, but he couldn't finish. Mott the rebound. Risky bounce pass to Hopkins, but Hopkins has it now. Hopkins to Baker. Baker baseline right. Back to Hopkins, and Hopkins scores. Another good play by Casey Baker. Casey Baker's had a tremendous opening playoff game for Carl Albert. As we see from the Croc Star Dinner Club replay. Three-point shot by Rashawn, no good. Nice rebound by Mott. Here's Jordan England with it. England finds Russell. Russell couldn't make a clean catch. Maybe he would have shot it. Hopkins does make a clean catch, and he does shoot it. And then shot's no good. Rebound by Duncan. That'll be a foul. Obviously a foul on Casey Baker. And a technical foul is called. Well, that's interesting. Who's it on? I don't even know for sure who's it on. I think. Baker got the foul. He fouled Mason Imel. And Mason Immel, well, the PA announcer's calling him Immel, so I will too. And he gets called for a technical. Now, I didn't see anything he did. The Duncan fans don't like it. What we don't know is what Immel may have said to Baker, perhaps, in Baker's direction if he was very upset with a foul. So Jordan England will shoot some Rose State technical free throws. And he misses the first. Again, somewhat sloppy stretch for Carl Albert right now. But England makes the second. And Carl Albert leads 59-21. So we got 6 Titans out right now. Obviously that's not good. So someone's got to come out, and it's Hutch Russell. Tayshawn James will check in. So here's England with it with a 1-4 high set. Finds Baker, wing left. Baker just dribbling around at the moment. Finds England back up top. England pull-up shot near the right elbow, no good. Nice rebound by DeQuazy, who hands it off to Hopkins, who scores. Or I should say, Tristan Haynes checks in, and then a steal for Carl Albert, which leads to a Casey Baker layup. So that's 4 quick points. So it's Haynes instead of Hopkins right now for Carl Albert. And then James, who will be a Division I football player next year, defensive player for Iowa State, makes a good defensive play there. But yeah, Tristan Haynes, a 6'3" sophomore, is in the game right now for Carl Albert. So that's kind of Coach Price unloading his bench. England almost a steal. Brown tries to get a shot off, but he couldn't. DeQuazy picks up the loose ball, and then a nice quick pass from James. So that was probably too low for Baker, and Baker loses it out of bounds. So the ball goes back to Duncan. 1:01 left to go in the third quarter. Carl Albert, amidst the sloppiness I've talked about, they are still up by 42 points. Have actually expanded their lead. Looks like they'll have a date with Guthrie tomorrow night here. The three-point shot's attempted and made by Jeff Cross. It's a Bobby Lewis 3. And it's now 63-24. Haynes sets the screen for Baker. Baker throws inside to Haynes. Haynes back out to Baker. We're down to 30 seconds. England has a corner right. England lob to James, and James misses the shot. In another setting, you would not like that play, but then James gets the steal. He didn't like that he had the miss. He wanted to go get the ball, and when Tayshawn James wants to go get the ball, he often does. Now Carl Albert will hold for the last shot. England gets the pick from DeQuazy, gets to the paint. Tried to find DeQuazy, ball gets deflected out of bounds with 1 6/10 of a second to go. So Carl Albert will have that much time to figure something out at the end of this third quarter. We'll see what type of baseline play they run here. They find Baker, and Baker has a chance to get a power dribble in and then scores. So we see right there, good job reading the clock. There's your Croc Star Dinner Club replay. And we head to the fourth quarter. Your score, Carl Albert 65, Duncan 24. And you are watching Middale playoff basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Welcome back to another fine Saturday morning here at the Johnson House, where the team at Champion Plumbing is about to perform one of their classic pipelining maneuvers. Watch their technique as they begin pouring in that epoxy. Oh, wow. Didn't miss a drop. That, ladies and gentlemen, are why these guys are the champs.
Welcome back to Middale Basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. As we begin the fourth quarter, Carl Albert in firm command right now. This fourth quarter will be brought to you by Dynamic Health Clinic. Carl Albert still has many of their key players in. Low pass there to Hutch Russell, who checked back in for Casey Baker. Now it's Haynes with it. Now to DeQuazy. Here's the Hutch for three. Rattles in. Bobby Lewis 3-ball for Hutch Russell. Bobby Lewis, surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you at Choctaw and Midwest City. And Russell makes it a 68-24 Titan lead. For Duncan, that's Coscray who loses the ball. He got inside but lost it. Back comes Jordan England with the layup. And it's now 70-24. And now Carl Albert will start to unload their bench some more here. Believe it or not, Carl Albert has only one starter in at the moment. That's Jordan England. Now he'll come out. Another starter will come back in for Carl Albert. That'll be Ryan Reynolds. That's Reynolds will replace Reed DeQuazy. And then some new players in for Carl Albert. Jaden Hopkins, number 1, and Steven Anderson, number 10. So with Jordan England being a senior, Carl Albert will be looking for a point guard next year. I kind of like Jaden Hopkins, Quincy's little brother, to do that perhaps, but we're a long ways from that. Right now, they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about tomorrow night's game probably. They're starting to think about that. As Duncan turns it over, and here comes Anderson. Well, why not him as the point guard next year? So I don't want to forget about him. He'll run point here. Gets a pick, kind of a pick from Reynolds. Now there's Haynes with it. Haynes handoff to the Hutch. Hutch back to Haynes. Haynes kind of stumbles there and gets called for a walk. This quarter again brought to you by Dynamic Health Clinic in Hara, Oklahoma. At Dynamic Health Clinic, Dr. Kaufman specializes in athletic injuries and is able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better and recover faster at the Dynamic Health Clinic. So right there, Coscree tries to go underneath to Santos, who lost it, but then Brown gets it back. And Duncan scores again. Here's Anderson for Carl Albert. Out to Reynolds. Reynolds to Hopkins. That's Jaden Hopkins, by the way. Here's the Hutch for 3. Misses it long. Rebound for the Titans, and then Jaden Hopkins throws it too high to Anderson. Out of bounds, so it'll be a turnover. So right now, Carl Albert with 2 rotation players, and one of them's a starter, Ryan Reynolds, and then Hutch Russell, the other rotation player. It's Thomas Brown with the ball. He shoots a 3. He made a couple early in the game. Won't make one there. Goes out of bounds. The big guy you see for Duncan is, I believe, Seth Downey. Also coming in, Zion Butler. Downey is sophomore, Butler a freshman. Actually, I'm sorry, that's Jackson Kahn in for Duncan. Anderson with the box set, looking for Reynolds. Instead, we'll give it to the Hutch. The Hutch fires a 3, misses that one long. And the rebound by Kahn. I say Kahn, C-O-N-N, not K-A-H-N. That ball by Brown is stolen. Anderson, the steal. Hopkins tries to lay it up. Needs to use his left hand there, does young Jaden, but he'll learn. He misses the shot there. Rebounded for Duncan. And then Hopkins gets the steal as he knocks it to Anderson in a scramble for the loose ball. Another new player about to come in for Carl Albert, number 31, Xavier Garcia. He will replace Ryan Reynolds, and then Hutch Russell will be replaced by Todd James. And I don't believe Todd is related to Tayshawn. Well, I could be wrong. I need to double check on these. All right. On the inbounds, they go to Kahn on the corner to Brown. Nice turnaround shot by Brown. Like the way it looked anyway, even though he couldn't make it. Ball is off Zion Butler. No, it's off Carl Albert. I thought Butler hit out of bounds. He did not, says the refs. And now Brown will throw it in to run some type of box set to Kahn. Kahn dribbles out of the baseline there. And then a three-point shot is attempted and airballed. I believe that's Pennypacker with the shot. Yes. And it will go to Carl Albert. So for Carl Albert on this possession, it's Jaden Hopkins running point. Those are to Garcia on the left. Now there's Anderson with it. Haynes. Hopkins, quick drive there. And then he makes the layup. Great attack there by Jaden Hopkins. And the finish. And Carl Albert leads now by a score of 72-26. Pennypacker with the ball. His handoff to Butler is intercepted, and then Garcia finishes on the other end for Carl Albert. And with 3.5 to go, the Titans lead 74-26. So I'll tell you right now, if you want to watch the game on the Oklahoma Sports Network, UConn might pull the upset off against Lawton. 3-point shot there by Kahn's no good. Right now, I have Lawton only up by 1 point as I'm watching some of that game on the Oklahoma Sports Network. This is at Lawton. So this will be something I'm watching when this game is over. Anderson drives in for Carl Albert. That shot is missed. Rebounded by Santos. And then going in for a shot there is Butler. I tell you, Butler's aggressive, that's for sure. And Zion Butler led to the Rose State free throw lines. The free throw line for Rose State. I want to thank Rose State for sponsoring our free throws. You can get college credit while still in high school at Rose State. They have 27 tuition-free credit hours. Also want to thank Bobby Lewis for sponsoring three-point shots. Surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you at Choctaw and at Del City. Free throw is in, so some subs now coming in for Duncan, including Seth Downey. And I want to thank Crocstar Dinner Club for our instant replay sponsor. Crocstar Dinner Club bringing families back to the dinner table with effortless cooking, located at 2150 South Douglas Boulevard, Suite G in Midwest City. We have one more sponsor we're going to get to in a moment. That will be our player of the game sponsor by Triple Elite, as that free throw is no good. Hopkins to Anderson in the corner. Back to Hopkins. And now it's James with it. Todd James. So we got 2 Hopkins, we got 2 James on this Carl Albert team. And Todd James shoots the 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Duncan. And we're going to see another sub for Carl Albert that will excite their bench. Looks good. There's Brown shooting for the Demons. Airballs a 3. And it goes out of bounds. So here's the subs for Carl Albert. Number 23, LeBron Royal. And number 33, Brandon Rogers, who's a freshman. So is LeBron Royal, by the way. So 2 freshmen coming in for Carl Albert. 2:15 to play. Here's Garcia driving in. Nice layup there by Garcia. He extends his right hand out there. And it's now 76-27. Brown with the ball right now for the Demons. Checked by Anderson. Brown. That's Koskri, and then they reverse the ball to Santos, who misses a 3. Here comes Anderson back for Carl Albert, and he'll draw the foul. And so we got more Rose State free throws coming your way with 1:37 to go. Still a tight battle in the third quarter between Lawton and UConn. Del City pulling away from McAllister last I checked. Soon to check in for Duncan. It's number 32, Ellis Albin. Brown will come out for Duncan. Again, it's a tough season for the Duncans. They had to make not just a head coaching change, but an entire coaching staff change. That includes assistants. Did that about a month ago. I think UConn just hit a 3. They're down by 1. Koskry with the ball. Now with the ball there, it's back to Koskry right side. See, he received the pass from Armstrong. I'm sorry, from Albin. Quickly back comes Carl Albert, and we have the slam dunk right there. That's Jaden Hopkins, who skies for the slam. We got the Crockstart Interclub replay. He's also raising the roof. And now Carl Albert has reached the 80-point mark. Ball deflected there. Anderson with it. Anderson goes all the way in. He'll score. And it's now 82 points. Stevie Anderson with a shot. Under a minute to go. The ball was stolen by Aiden White. He's the one with the long hair and a ponytail for Duncan. Another steal, almost a steal, but Koskry got it. And then Carl Albert does get a steal. Royal passes it out to Anderson, who scores again. We're down to 20 seconds. UConn has taken the lead against Lawton. Amazing. Firing a three-point shot and banking it in is Ellis Albin. Crowd loves that. And that's how the game will end. So final score from Carl Albert. The Titans have defeated the Demons 84-30. And it will be Carl Albert versus Guthrie tomorrow night, and we will have the game for you. This game is so important tomorrow that Kirk Norman will have to join me. I can't do it on my own. Now, I want to say that one thing real quick before we get to our player of the game sponsor, but these teams played at Carl Albert back on February 3rd. Carl Albert and Guthrie I'm talking about, and Carl Albert won the game 61-48. All right, how about our Triple Elite player of the game? To me, this is a no-brainer. Casey Baker is our Triple Elite player of the game. There will be no interviews after this game. We hope to interview Coach Price and a player of the game for Carl Albert tomorrow night, even if they don't win. So I'm not presuming they're going to win. It's going to be a tough game. Guthrie looked really good tonight earlier when they defeated Lawton MacArthur. So we're looking forward to that game for you. Triple Elite. Find world-class design and hot new styles at Triple Elite. Call 405-610-5200. All right, I do want to thank one person, Ilana Berryhill. She's been the camera operator for all 4 games of Carl Albert in the playoffs so far, and that will continue tomorrow, and we really appreciate her a lot. She's done an outstanding job. Okay, so tomorrow night, if UConn pulls off the upset and beats Lawton High, they'll play at Lawton High, and we'll have that game for you at 7 o'clock. And we will also have Del City. I actually didn't catch who won the game before at Del City. It was a tight game between Noble. Let's see if I can find that. Between Noble and Durant. So do I have a final here? That game was won by Noble. So Noble and Del City will have a rematch tomorrow. So another rematch there. And we look forward to both those games. So we got 3 games going on for you tomorrow afternoon in the Girls Regional Championships and 3 games tomorrow night. And we love covering high school playoff basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network, and we will continue to do that. One final time, though, your final score here. Carl Albert has defeated Duncan 84-30. They will advance to play for regional championship tomorrow. And once again against Guthrie. That game will start at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. All right, I'm Jordan Ray, signing off. You have been watching Middale playoff basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.